The morning session looked at paragraph 44, sections A through F. Paragraph 44 is the chapeau for the section. It's the introductory section for Framework for Sustainable Development. And I got there for section 3. If anybody was there for section A and section, I got there for C. If anybody was there for A or B that did something remarkable, let me know. But I think as I looked at the paragraphs, I thought, oh, this is harmless. This should be easy. And the section C, the first one I was there for, encouraged basing decisions on data, on actual data and scientific findings. What a revolutionary idea. And sharing lessons with each other. And the U.S. had reworked the paragraph to make it more coherent, and everybody was very complimentary and said, good job. And I thought, oh, this is going to be easy. But it was like hotel beef. The longer you chewed it, the bigger it got. And we spent an hour on it for such an easy paragraph. The problem, the main problem that came up was involving peer review. And G77 and Russia and New Zealand all said, put it later. So generally speaking, there was pretty much agreement among the nations about all of these sections, but they disagreed on placement. And so that was one of the examples. The next session, D, paragraph D, involves all stakeholders and partners. They said involve all stakeholders and partners in decisions. There seemed to be puzzlement about what are partners, what are partnerships. Several questions were asked about that and not answered. There was an attempt to take out the word support, which implies financial contributions. The paragraph E involved progress on the implementation of previous agreements. They said, be sure that we check on the progress of Agenda 21, JPOI, and other agreements. The G77 was very adamant about this paragraph. They said it's very important to them because it holds developing countries responsible for financial help and the technological transfer that they have promised. The fourth section, F, addressed the insufficient and wasteful efforts involving UN systems and agencies. Imagine. Everyone said they liked this paragraph, but they questioned the placement. Again, all of this section was an introductory section, and many of the nations expressed concern that they were getting too detailed and that they wanted it placed later. So we need to watch and make sure they actually do place it later. This is where we got into the section where the G77 had a complete alternate text of several paragraphs. These paragraphs that the G77 put forward involve strengthening the capacity of the UN to give developing countries access to finance, capacity building, and technological transfer. They want to reaffirm poverty eradication and the construction of a new economic order that is more fair. They want to ensure that developing countries fulfill their responsibilities in multilateral environmental agreements and implemented the MDGs. And finally, they want to regulate the UN budget and make sure there's more focus on development and that the UN fulfills the General Assembly mandates now, right now. So our session ended with the chair inviting the G77 to suggest a strategy to deal with its issues. And I'm looking forward to hearing the afternoon session, because that's when they must have done it.
Thank you very much for that thorough report. I'd like to invite Bridget to give us a report in the afternoon. Yes.
I do not pretend to be Bridget. I do not have her mellifluous voice. She just mailed me and said she is stuck in security because she lost her pass. However, clever and diligent as she is, her report is actually on the back end of this outreach. There's a small typo there. It says Wednesday's afternoon session. It should be Thursday, of course. And this only makes sure that outreach is not becoming a collector's item. So get it before it's out. But that's the report of the afternoon. And Bridget is coming in later, so if you want the detail, talk to her then. Thank you, sir.
Very welcome. Is there an evening report also?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then we need to rely on someone to give us a report in the evening session of Group 2, if possible. Okay. All right. Well, yes. Oh, do we have a mic?
We do.
You don't need a mic?
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, and I can't report on the whole session, except that after Group 1 finished, a couple of us wandered back, and they were just finishing up Para 58, which is of interest to this group. I think I just call your attention to it in the text. It seemed to be a relatively innocuous para, and I think it was drafted in large part by John and David. There were a few amendments which were generally constructive. The only one that was controversial was the suggestion from the EU and Norway relating to exploration of possibility of legally binding instruments at appropriate levels. I forget exactly the terminology, but that was, as you might expect, objected to by the juice cans. But otherwise, it's a paragraph that we ought to be cognizant of.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So moving right along, we need reporters for Monday.